Alan Atwell heads up the Jakarta office of Coffee International, one of the large organisations which help deliver the Australian aid program in areas like health and education.
So we tender on projects, some of them very large, some are quite small, training programs. So AusAid facilitates that process. By designing the programs, we very much implement the program, and then AusAid monitors and manages it and supports us. We really are a partnership.
In recent years, there's been a lot of work in reconstruction following the Aceh tsunami and earthquakes in Nias and Padang.
That's looking good, Pa. The first started. I was in Nias with Pat Nofia, our engineer, and we were finishing up our program of reconstruction in the Nias earthquake when we got the call. Is there enough space for the driveway?
His work involves regular monitoring of projects right across the archipelago. In Padang, this includes the urgent reconstruction of health centres, known in Bahasa as puskesmas.
Just about another few weeks on site preparation, a week or so, before we can start building. We developed a design for 8 health centres, but not just the health centres, but also the training that goes with that. The training to support the health workers and the community. So that's the masuk for the ambulance?
Ambulance right there.
In the front?
Yeah, in front.
Okay. Yeah. Scientists have said that this area is due for another earthquake of a similar magnitude or stronger in the next 10 to 15 years. So we want to make sure that anything that we do is going to stand up to that.
More acute resistance, so if the disaster earthquake will strike again, the building will stay no damage.
Rebuilding is based on evacuation lessons learned from the 2009 earthquake.
Also with the facility of door and window, we put a frame, concrete frame, and it will not, could not be blocked when the earthquake strikes.
Vital infrastructure was destroyed, including government buildings housing the departments of finance and education. Australian Defence personnel set up camp on this school's sports field immediately following the earthquake so that vital health services could resume.
There was nowhere to go. The puskesmas had been destroyed by the earthquake, and so they were used then as the main centre for servicing the community, not just for broken limbs and things from the earthquake, but also from day-to-day health centre activities. So 2 days after the earthquake, you delivered here with the help of the Australian Defence Force personnel, yeah?
Iya, 2 hari apa namanya? Oh, 20 hari. 20 hari.
20 days. And that's a movement that's happening in Indonesia now, is that co-locating government services such as health centres and schools, particularly in the early childhood area. Apa, bagaimana? And all of the sand has been tested?
Yeah, already tested.
The aid contractors work closely with those providing the services.
So you all participated in the design process, and you looked at where the rooms are, the dental suite, birthing, yeah? Okay, senang sekali, yeah? Very happy with the process, yeah?
Health professionals with an opportunity to deal directly with the principal contractor on facilities for their new building.
So before, there was no birthing suite in the old puskesmas. In this particular puskesmas, there's a real focus on birthing and on special baby room and also incubator. Yeah, clear design, yeah.
Discussion invariably turns to how new buildings need to be able to withstand an earthquake.
We see these buildings as being the centres for people to come to if an earthquake does happen. And when it does happen, staff will be fully briefed and fully trained in dealing with an emergency of that magnitude. But yeah, progress is going well, yeah, and all of the sites have started.
For many of the staff at Coffee International, aid is more than just a job. They also donate to a charity called Global Quest, which funds a variety of projects.
And so she's developed a program of going out into small villages where they've had houses destroyed, and they're just giving small things like hammers, nails, plywood, just to utilise the buildings that have fallen down, utilise materials and build temporary shelters from that. And how many houses were you working with?
In this village, we help, we assist about 125 houses.
125 houses. You know, it might be $2,000 or $3,000, it might be $400 or $500, but it's a way in which we can connect to our work, not just through the program that we're involved with AusAid or with the other donors, but with programs that we've initiated ourselves.
So when do you go back from Padang?
Back to Padang 28th.
After decades working in the development field, Alan Atwell's ambition is to make himself redundant. It's his own measure for job success.
It's just like AusAid are bringing in more and more Indonesian people into high management roles in their organisation, so should that happen here. So eventually I'll be moving on and passing over the program to the people that work here, and that's my goal.